Lord, I come to you at this moment with my heart open and vulnerable. Sometimes I feel so small in the face of the challenges, so inadequate for the responsibilities you have placed in my hands. When I look at my home, my children, my work, and all the expectations others have of me, I feel as if I am drowning in an ocean of doubt. I know that you created me in your image and likeness, that you gave me unique gifts and talents, but on days like today, the voice of insecurity seems to shout louder than your promises. I remember the words in Philippians that say I can do all things through you, that you strengthen me, but my heart still trembles. As a mother who wants to give the best to her children, as a wife who wants to be a safe haven, I find myself paralyzed by the fear of not being enough. Lord, when the daily tasks seem like insurmountable mountains, when each decision carries the weight of the world, I need to feel your presence guiding me. I see other women around me who seem to have it all together, who manage to balance family, work, and ministry with such grace, and I wonder why I can't be like them. But today, in this moment of intimacy with you, I want to surrender all these comparisons, all these demands that I place on myself. You have known me since before I was born. You know every thought before it even forms in my mind. You know the nights when I cry in secret, the moments when I smile on the outside but inside I am broken. In 2 Corinthians we learn that your strength is made perfect in our weakness. So here I am, admitting my fragility before you. When I feel inadequate to be the mother my children need, when I lack the words to guide them in the right direction, remind me that you are my Father. Every moment of doubt about my ability to raise them, every tear torn as I wonder if I am doing enough, you gather in your perfect care. The pressures of motherhood sometimes seem overwhelming. The comparisons on social media, the judgmental looks of other mothers, the endless decisions about education, nutrition, boundaries. But you have promised in your word that you will never leave us nor forsake us. When I feel overwhelmed by all these responsibilities, help me remember that I do not have to carry this weight alone. Your grace is sufficient for me, even when I do not feel sufficient for the challenges before me. Lord, sometimes I find myself questioning why you chose me to be a mother, a wife, a leader in my home when I feel so inadequate for these roles. Doubts whisper in my ear that I don't have what it takes, that others would do better in my place. But your word says that even before I was formed in my mother's womb, you already knew me, already had plans for my life. Help me to see myself through your loving eyes, to recognize that you make no mistakes. Every challenge I face, every moment I feel overwhelmed, is an opportunity to experience more of your grace, to rely more on your strength. I don't have to be perfect, because you are perfect. I don't have to have all the answers, because you know the end from the beginning. In my marriage, when I feel inadequate to be the wife I should be, when harsh words slip from my lips, or when weariness takes over, I need your intervention. The weight of maintaining a healthy relationship, of being a partner who builds up rather than tears down, sometimes feels like more than I can bear. Expectations, my own and those of others, can become too heavy a burden. But you brought us together, Lord. You brought us together for a purpose greater than ourselves. When I feel inadequate to be the partner my husband deserves, remind me that our marriage is built on you, not on my own strengths or abilities. There are times when I look at my home, at the endless chores, the bills to pay, the commitments to keep, and I feel like I'm drowning in responsibilities. Anxiety tightens my chest as I think of all the things I need to accomplish, all the areas where I feel I'm falling short. The voices of self-criticism are relentless, pointing out every mistake, every flaw, every moment of weakness. But you said we can cast all our anxieties upon you, because you care for us. Help me to truly lay these burdens at your feet, to trust that you are greater than my limitations. When I feel overwhelmed, remind me to seek first your kingdom and your righteousness. In my professional life, when the challenges seem greater than my abilities, when the demands exceed what I believe I can deliver, I need to feel your direction. Fear of failure often paralyzes my actions, makes me hesitate when I should move forward. Comparisons with more successful, more prepared, more confident colleagues steal my peace and feed the feeling of inadequacy. But you called me to this place, to this time. It was not by chance that you placed me where I am. Help me to see opportunities instead of obstacles, to recognize that even my limitations can be used for your glory when placed in your hands. Lord, in the midst of all these internal battles, I sometimes forget to look at the victories we have already achieved together. Every obstacle overcome, every moment of weakness transformed into strength through your grace, is a testament to your faithfulness in my life. Just as you did for so many women in the Bible, with Sarah who laughed at your promise but became a mother of nations, with Ruth who left everything to follow you and found a new purpose, with Esther who faced her fear to save her people. You can do great things through me, not because I am capable, but because you are powerful. For all of you listening to this prayer right now who also struggle with feelings of inadequacy, I want to share a special resource, our ebook, Don't Think, Trust and Surrender. In it, you will find practical guidance on how to transform anxiety into confidence through faith. When the pressures of everyday life threaten to overwhelm me, when the responsibilities seem too heavy to carry, help me remember that I don't have to be strong all the time. In my weakness, your strength manifests itself in extraordinary ways. Every tear I shed is precious to you. Every moment of doubt is an opportunity to experience more of your unconditional love. You haven't called me to be perfect, but to be authentic in my walk with you. When I feel inadequate as a mother, remind me that you are the perfect father to my children. When I feel inadequate as a wife, show me that you are the one who sustains our marriage. When I feel inadequate at work, reveal to me that you are the one who opens doors that no one can close. Every morning when I wake up and feel the weight of expectations on my shoulders, I need to renew my trust in you. Worries about the future, about finances, about the health of my family, try to steal the peace that only you can give. But just as the psalmist declared that even if an army rises against him, his heart will not fear, I want to declare that same trust today. Not because I have all the answers, not because I feel capable, but because I know that you are in control. When circumstances seem greater than my strength, when challenges seem impossible to overcome, remind me that for you nothing is impossible. You are the same one who parted the Red Sea, who tore down the walls of Jericho, who turned water into wine. In my ministry, when I feel unprepared to serve, when words seem inadequate to comfort those who are suffering, I need your wisdom. The responsibilities of leading other women, of being an example of faith and perseverance, sometimes weigh heavy on my heart. How can I guide others when I often feel lost? How can I encourage when I need encouragement? But you do not call the capable. You equip the called. Each time I feel inadequate for the task before me is an opportunity to lean more on you, to seek your guidance rather than relying on my own abilities. You promise to give wisdom to all who ask for it in faith. In my relationships with others, when I feel inadequate to maintain deep friendships, when the fear of rejection makes me retreat, I need your courage. Comparisons are inevitable in a world so connected, where it seems like everyone has perfect lives, perfect relationships, perfect families. But you created me uniquely, with specific purposes that only I can fulfill. Help me to embrace who I am in you, not to try to be a copy of someone else. When I feel alone, remind me that you are always with me. When I feel misunderstood, comfort me with the truth that you know me completely and still love me unconditionally. Moments of self-criticism are like waves that threaten to drown me, Lord. Each mistake seems to confirm my worst suspicions about myself. Each failure fuels the voice of insecurity that whispers that I'm not good enough. But you see beyond my flaws, beyond my limitations. You see the heart that longs to please you, that yearns to make a difference in the world, even when it stumbles along the way. Help me to be kinder to myself, to see myself as you see me, not as someone who needs to be perfect, but as your beloved daughter who is in the process of growing and transforming. When negative thoughts threaten to overwhelm me, anchor me in your promises. In my spiritual life, when I feel like my prayers are inadequate, when the words seem empty or repetitive, remind me that you know my heart. Sometimes I compare myself to others who seem to have a stronger faith, a deeper connection with you, and I feel like I don't measure up. But you don't ask me to have someone else's faith. You ask me to be honest in my own journey with you. When I feel distant, when the distractions of everyday life seem to create a barrier between us, help me to turn my heart to you with simplicity and honesty. I don't need fancy words or grand gestures. You delight in my sincere search for your presence. There are days when anxiety seems like a constant companion, coloring every thought, every decision with shades of doubt and fear. The future seems uncertain, responsibilities seem too heavy, and my own capacity seems too small for the challenges I face. But you have not brought me this far to abandon me. Every step of the way, even the ones that seem wrong or uncertain, is under your sovereign care. When I feel lost, you are my compass. When I feel weak, you are my strength. When I feel incapable, you are the one who works in me both to will and to do of your good pleasure. In raising my children, when every decision seems fraught with eternal consequences, when the fear of failing as a mother threatens to paralyze my actions, I need your clear guidance. Questions about discipline, education, values. Every aspect of motherhood can become a source of anxiety if it is not firmly anchored in you. But you promise wisdom to those who ask for it. You promise to guide our steps when we trust in you with all our hearts. Help me to be the mother my children need. Not the perfect mother I try to be in my own strength, but the mother who depends on you for every decision, every word, every moment. In my work, when projects seem overwhelming, when goals seem unattainable, when my skills seem inadequate, remind me that you are my source of creativity and wisdom. The pressures of the workplace can be overwhelming. Deadlines, expectations, evaluations, competition. But you have placed me where I am for a purpose. Every challenge is an opportunity to demonstrate your excellence through me. When I feel intimidated by a task, when fear of failure threatens to paralyze me, help me remember that I can do all things through you who strengthen me. As a wife, when I feel like I'm falling short, when the demands of marriage seem greater than my capacity to love and serve, I need your grace, fresh each morning. Marriage is a mirror that reflects my imperfections, that exposes my areas of growth in sometimes painful ways. But you brought us together for a purpose greater than our own happiness. You brought us together to reflect your love to the world. When I feel inadequate as a partner, when my words or actions don't demonstrate the love I want to express, remind me that you are the source of true love. You can transform my insufficiency into abundance. In my finances, when resources seem too scarce to meet my needs, when bills pile up and solutions seem far away, help me to trust in your provision. Anxiety about money can consume our thoughts. It can make us question whether we are being good stewards, whether we are making the right decisions for our families. But you promise to supply all our needs according to your riches in glory. When I feel overwhelmed with financial worries, when the future seems uncertain, anchor me in the truth that you are my provider, that your resources are infinite, and your care is constant. In the area of health, when my body seems to betray me, when anxiety manifests physical symptoms that frighten me, I need to feel your healing hand. The racing heartbeat, the labored breathing, the tension in my muscles. Every sign of stress makes me question my ability to cope with the daily pressures. But you are the great physician, the one who knows every cell of my body, every need of my soul. When panic threatens to take over, when my thoughts spin out of control, help me find peace in your presence. You have promised that your yoke is easy and my burden is light. So today I surrender to you every physical manifestation of my worries. In my extended family, when complex dynamics create insecurity, when I feel inadequate to navigate conflict and expectations, I need your supernatural wisdom. Family relationships can be a source of great joy, but also of deep anxiety when we feel inadequate for the role we are called upon to play. As a daughter-in-law, as a sister-in-law, as an adult daughter, each relationship brings its own challenges and opportunities for growth. But you are the God of all families, the one who can bring harmony even in the most delicate situations. Help me to be an instrument of your peace in my family. In my faith community, when I feel inadequate or inadequate to contribute in a meaningful way, remind me that you created us to function as one body, with each part having its own unique value. Comparisons with other members who are more active, more talented, or more spiritual can fuel feelings of inadequacy. But you make no mistakes in your distribution of gifts and talents. Each person has a specific role in the body of Christ, and that includes me. When I feel too small to make a difference, show me the unique opportunities you have placed before me to serve and bless others. In time management, when the 24 hours in a day seem insufficient for all the demands, when I feel overwhelmed and unable to meet all expectations, I need your guidance to establish healthy priorities. The feeling of always being late, always rushing, always leaving something important behind can be overwhelming. But you are the Lord of time, the one who can multiply our minutes and hours when we place them in your hands. Help me to discern what is truly important, to set healthy limits, to say no without guilt when necessary. In my quest for personal growth, when goals seem too far away, when progress seems too slow, I need your eternal perspective. The pressure to always be improving, always learning, always moving forward can become an unbearable burden. But you are patient in your process of transforming our lives. We don't have to keep up with the frenetic pace of the world. Help me to celebrate small victories, to recognize gradual growth, to trust that you are working in me even when I can't see immediate results. In creating meaningful memories with my family, when I feel like I can't provide special experiences or memorable moments, remind me that true love manifests itself in the simplicity of everyday life. The pressure to create perfect moments, to document every accomplishment, to make every occasion extraordinary can rob us of the joy of simple moments. But you give us the gift of time together, of the little routines that build lasting connections. Help me to be truly present, to cherish the everyday moments, to find beauty in the simplicity of our family life. In managing our home, when the tasks seem endless and my energy limited, when I feel overwhelmed by domestic responsibilities, I need your renewed strength. Maintaining an organized and welcoming environment may seem like an unattainable goal amid the demands of daily life. But you can bring order to chaos, peace to confusion. Help me find systems that work for our family, to accept that perfection is not the goal, to create a home where your presence is more important than appearance. In my lonely moments, when the weight of responsibilities feels isolating, when I feel misunderstood in my struggles, remind me that you are always there. The journey of motherhood, marriage, and professional life can sometimes feel lonely, especially when we struggle with feelings of inadequacy. But you promise never to leave us or forsake us. In the silent nights, in the moments of doubt, in the days of struggle, you are by my side, sustaining me with your unfailing love. As I seek balance in all areas of my life, when I feel pulled in multiple directions, when every choice seems to come with a price of guilt or regret, I need your wisdom to discern what really matters. The pressure to excel in every role, mother, wife, professional, minister, can be overwhelming. But you don't call us to perfection in everything. You call us to faithfulness in what you have set before us. Help me find peace in my limitations, to trust that your grace is sufficient for every area of my life. When I feel like my prayers are weak or my faith is too small, I need to remember that you are the one who initiates and perfects our faith. The spiritual journey can sometimes feel lonely, especially when we compare our walk to that of others who seem to have a deeper connection with you. But you accept us right where we are, with our doubts, our fears, our unanswered questions. Every moment of weakness is an opportunity to experience more of your strength. When I feel distant, when the words don't come easily in prayer, when the Bible seems hard to understand, you remain faithful. In caring for my mental health, when anxiety seems like an endless storm in my mind, when negative thoughts dominate my outlook, I need your peace that surpasses all understanding. The pressures of modern life, the constant expectations, the rapid pace of change can overwhelm even the strongest heart. But you are our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. When anxious thoughts threaten to consume me, when fear of the future steals my present peace, anchor me in the truth that you are in control of every detail of my life. In my search for purpose and meaning, when I question whether I am making a real difference in the world, when my contributions seem too small to matter, I need to see through your eyes. The desire to leave a meaningful legacy can become a source of anxiety when we don't see immediate results from our efforts. But you see every act of love, every word of encouragement, every moment of service as part of your greater plan. We don't have to do great things to make a difference. Small acts of faithfulness, done with love, can have an eternal impact. In my digital life, when social media comparisons fuel feelings of inadequacy, when the pressure to maintain a perfect image online becomes overwhelming, I need to remember that my identity is in you, not in likes or followers. Constant exposure to seemingly perfect lives can distort our perception of reality and fuel anxiety about our own lives. But you know us intimately, you love us completely, and we don't need to prove our worth through digital metrics. Help me to use technology in healthy ways, without allowing it to define my value or steal my peace. When I feel inadequate to handle confrontation or disagreement, when the fear of displeasing others paralyzes my actions, I need your wisdom to navigate relationships with grace and truth. The need for approval can hold us hostage to fear, preventing us from setting healthy boundaries or expressing our needs. But you call us to live in truth and love, not fear and pretense. When conflict arises, when tensions rise, when words seem inadequate, be my strength and my wisdom. In managing family finances, when decisions seem overwhelming, when the financial future seems uncertain, I need to trust in your provision and wisdom. The responsibility of managing resources, planning for the future, and making wise decisions can bring deep anxiety, especially when we feel inadequate to the task. But you promise to give wisdom generously to all who ask for it. When the bills seem greater than the resources, when the needs seem to outweigh the possibilities, remind me that you are my source of provision. In my role as a leader, whether at home, at work, or in ministry, when I feel unprepared to lead others, when the fear of failure threatens to paralyze me, I need to lean on your perfect leadership. The responsibility of influencing others can seem overwhelming when we feel inadequate or insecure. But you choose to use imperfect vessels to accomplish your perfect work. Every moment of weakness is an opportunity for your strength to manifest. When I feel too small for the task, when responsibilities seem beyond my capabilities, you are my sufficiency. When opportunities seem distant, when skills seem inadequate, when fear of failure threatens to impede my progress, I need your clear direction. The competitive workplace can fuel deep feelings of inadequacy and anxiety about our worth and capabilities. But you have given us unique gifts and talents, and placed us in our workplaces with purpose. When challenges seem too great, when goals seem unattainable, you are the one who opens doors that no one can close. In my relationship with myself, when the inner dialogue becomes critical and destructive, when self-criticism threatens to destroy my confidence, I need to hear your voice of love and acceptance louder than all other voices. Perfectionism and self-demandingness can create an endless cycle of anxiety and feelings of inadequacy. But you accept me completely, you love me unconditionally, and you see me through the eyes of grace. Help me to be gentle with myself as you are gentle with me, to accept my limitations as opportunities to experience more of your grace. In my daily walk, in the moments when others cannot see, in the inner battles that no one else knows about, you are present. Every tear, every doubt, every moment of insecurity is precious to you. This moment of intimacy with you is not just another prayer. It is a reminder that I am your beloved daughter, chosen, empowered by you for every task you have placed before me. Not because I am sufficient in my own strength, but because you are more than sufficient in me. Lord, every step of this journey is in your hands. The moments of strength and weakness, the victories and struggles, the laughter and tears. In fact, it is precisely in these moments when I feel most helpless that your power is most clearly manifested in my life. When I look back, I see that you have never failed to sustain me, even when my faith has wavered. In the moments when I thought I could not take one more step, your grace carried me. In the situations when I felt completely lost, your light illuminated the way. In the days when anxiety seemed greater than my strength, your peace guarded my heart. You are the God who turns our weaknesses into testimonies of your strength, who uses our inadequacy to show your sufficiency, who takes our fears and turns them into opportunities to experience more of your love. Not because we are capable, but because you are faithful. Not because we are strong, but because your power is made perfect in our weakness. So I believe, in the name of Jesus, Amen. If this prayer helped you, leave your like, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to always receive our notifications. Also, don't forget to click on the link in the first pinned comment and check out our ebook, Don't Think, Trust and Surrender. This material was written with great care to help you face anxiety with Jesus by your side. Thank you for your attention and see you next time.